In terms of BPM, I'm going to use a BPM of 80. We're going to be using a guitar loop here today, and so I'm going to make sure I show you guys how to actually find the root notes of your samples. Even if you don't use a sample, this should be pretty beneficial. And with whatever guitar sample you end up picking, if you do pick a guitar sample, just make sure that there's kind of space between when the guitar's playing, like right here. It's really empty, and you hear the guitar. So there's like kind of pauses. And that's like really important for Polo G type beats. And then here's a cool little sampling trick that you can use. Duplicate the guitar, then go down here, right click, click make unique. What that's going to do is make it so any changes you make to this sample right here aren't going to affect this other one over here. And then what you're going to want to do is just pitch it all the way up so it's playing on like a higher octave. Just kind of add some dimension to the sample, but it's a little bit too high pitched. So what you're going to actually go in and do, and this is kind of really the key if you're going to layer these sounds together. First, let's add a couple effects. Add some thermal right here to the first guitar. And then for the second guitar, I chose a slightly different effect, which adds a lot of dimension. And then I just cut out some of the highs as well. Just because it's a little too high pitched, all the way pitched up. It sounds a lot better with these two guitars together. It sounds like a lot more full. You can take out one of the guitars and have the other one playing and just add some good variation. So now in terms of actually finding the root note, using this Go 808 from my graffiti drum kit, which slaps, is because I know this is in A minor. That's like the key of this guitar or whatever. Usually I'll just go, start at A minor and just listen through with the beat to see how it sounds. There, I can already tell that this first note is fine. This is probably on the root note right there because it sounds pretty good. But this one's going to be moved. And so since I know this is an A minor, it's just all the white keys. And so I'll usually just kind of go through, kind of just check. So it's not that one either. So that sounds like it's it. And if you want to be extra sure, just move it up an octave. And it's just easier to kind of tell because it's at like a higher frequency. So you can hear the sound a little bit more. Now all we're going to do is turn these into chords. And so I'm just going to move this up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I know this is an A minor, which is all the white keys. You're either going to go up 2 or 3. So 2 is a minor chord. So like this is a 2. And I know it wouldn't be a major chord just because then this would be out of key because it's not one of the white keys, right? So that's going to be right there. This has to be right here, as well as these are lining up, so it's probably going to sound pretty good together. And I'm just using this sound from my analog bank. I'm working on this bank for 3 or 4 months now. Link in the description. There's going to be access to a wait list where people that are on the wait list will get a big discount when it's first released. So next, we're just going to add like a nice counter melody. And I'm going to show you guys some tricks that a lot of people just mess up and ruin their beats. Got another sound from the analog bank called Carnival. Just kind of like a pluck sound. You really want to use the notes that are already being played in the chord, and then you can kind of go off of those notes to create tension with other notes that are also in the scale. I'm really just kind of tracing these notes that are in each of these chords. It's also kind of just like a pattern. Pull this over here. It's almost all the same note. Right here, I decided to kind of go up higher at this point. But if you look right here, this is actually a chord. The reason I chose that note and knew it would sound good is because I know it would make a chord. Got this little Angel song from Arcade. Sometimes Polo G will use like some sort of like vocal in the background that you just kind of hear every now and then. So next, a really cool thing to add, this bass sound from my analog bank. It's called Gaslight. Here's what it sounds like, and then I'm gonna just give you guys a real key if you do decide to do this. What you can do is you can just do like the basic pattern where you just, only use your root notes right here. But to me, that's just kind of boring. And so if you want to add a little bit of variation, I usually like to start with another note that's in the chord. And then if I go off of it, it will typically be going down into the next note right here. So now onto the drums. We're going to be using my new drum kit, Graffiti, as I mentioned before. Perfect for cutting through your mixes. You don't have to, put any special effects on it. Just drag and drop, and they knock. Oh, did I just think of a slogan? Drag and drop, and they knock? Nah, it doesn't sound cool. I thought it rhymed for a second, but it doesn't. So right here, just because the hi-hat's going kind of fast, as it's at 80 BPM, I don't like to add too many rolls, so instead I just kind of layer the hi-hat, and this provides some additional bounce if you listen closely. Just pull one note up an octave. That's kind of like cool bounce. And I recommend doing it more towards the end. And this kick is just hitting right when the 808's hitting. So I'm going to actually take a couple out, I think. It's a lot more bounce doing that. Then just adding a little ear candy. Play the beat from the start. So I just got starting with just the one guitar without the guitar moved up an octave. And then the bass and the vocal is gonna come in. Drop in. This is basically everything except the switches to the 808s and this little sound from my analog bank's not playing. And I did a little bit of a delay on this coming in right here. And all I did to do that was just pull this back right here. Just has a cool effect. I take out this top guitar right there. Kind of just give it a chance to kind of reset. Then we bring the drums back in. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. Follow me on Instagram. Join the Discord. And I will see you soon. Peace.